Today we delve into a rather absurd narrative spun by Ed Coram James, a so-called PR expert, who asserts that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's brands are stronger as individuals than as a duo. Now, isn't that a preposterous notion to consider? Well, we certainly think so, and we're about to dissect his claims piece by piece. So, buckle up as we tackle these baseless claims made by a so-called PR expert. First off, Ed Coram James and GB News have no business speaking on behalf of the Sussexes. It's audacious, to say the least, for someone to make sweeping statements about the brand and professional lives of two individuals who they have no personal or professional connection with. Let's delve into James' claims. He says that since their marriage, Harry and Meghan's brand is based on a duo and that this duo has become toxic since their interview with Oprah. But what he fails to understand is that the toxicity he's referring to is not of their making. It's a direct result of relentless and unfair media scrutiny and public vilification that Harry and Meghan have been subjected to, primarily by outlets like GB News. Next, James asserts that their combined brand is commercially untenable. But this is far from the truth. In fact, Harry and Meghan have made several successful business deals since their departure from official royal duties. They have secured lucrative contracts with Spotify and Netflix, and they're making strides in their philanthropic work through their non-profit organization, Archwell. Their brand value, contrary to James's assertion, isn't dwindling. It's thriving. Lastly, James insinuates that the Sussexes' professional separation has led to speculation about their marriage. This is a low blow. Their professional decisions have nothing to do with their personal relationship. It's an unfair and baseless claim to make. In conclusion, James' claims are unfounded and appear to be an attempt to further tarnish the Sussexes' reputation. They're not only damaging, but they also grossly misrepresent the reality of Harry and Meghan's professional and personal lives. Ed Coram, James, and GB News need to take a step back and reevaluate their approach. It's high time they stop using their platform to spread misinformation and start reporting responsibly. That's the first round of refutations, but we're not done yet. Now, let's turn our attention to GB News. This so-called news outlet has made a name for itself with its notorious anti-Sussex agenda. Their goal is not to provide unbiased, factual reporting, but rather to twist narratives and manipulate stories to fit their own agenda. Take, for example, their constant negative coverage of the Sussexes. Time and time again, we see GB News spewing out baseless claims and unfounded criticisms, all in an effort to tarnish the reputation of Harry and Meghan. The channel has become a platform for biased commentators like Ed Coram James, who are more interested in spreading their own prejudiced views than in providing a fair and balanced perspective. And let's not forget about the dubious sources and so-called experts that GB News loves to quote. Ed Coram James, the PR expert in question, is a prime example. His claims about Harry and Meghan's brand becoming toxic are not only baseless, but are also clearly aimed at stirring up controversy and generating negative press for the Sussexes. GB News is not an unbiased news outlet. They are a mouthpiece for those who wish to undermine Harry and Meghan, to belittle their efforts, and to discredit their causes. They take every opportunity to twist the truth, to sensationalize stories, and to create a false narrative that suits their own biased agenda. So when we see articles like the one penned by Ed Coram James, we need to question the motives behind them. We need to remember that GB News' goal is not to report the truth, but rather to manipulate it to fit their own agenda. And we need to question the credibility of their so-called experts. When it comes to Harry and Meghan, let's not forget that they are not just public figures, but also people who are trying to do good in the world. They deserve to be treated with respect and fairness, not to be vilified and slandered by biased news outlets. So should we really be taking Ed's words at face value? I think not. Here at Royal Telly, we stand strong with Prince Harry and Meghan. Our unwavering support for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex is not based on their former royal status, but on the admirable work they continue to accomplish, individually and as a team. Look beyond the headlines, the rumors, and the controversy, and you'll see two individuals dedicated to making a difference. They have chosen to use their platform to spotlight issues often neglected by mainstream media. From mental health advocacy to championing women's rights, they've used their voices not to elevate themselves, but to elevate others. Prince Harry, with his Invictus Games, continues to inspire and support wounded, injured, and sick servicemen and women. His dedication to mental health, through his work with Heads Together and his mental health series, The Me You Can't See, shows his determination to destigmatize mental health issues. Meghan, on the other hand, has been an advocate for gender equality and education for girls long before she became a Duchess. Through her work with the United Nations and World Vision, she continues to fight for women's rights. Her passion for these causes has not wavered, despite the intense scrutiny and criticism she's faced. Together, they've launched Archwell, an organization that aims to uplift and unite communities. And let's not forget their multi-million-dollar deals with Netflix and Spotify, which allow them to produce content that highlights diverse voices and stories. The Sussexes brand is not toxic, as Ed Coram James would have you believe. Their brand is about compassion, empathy, and making a difference. Their brand is about standing up against injustice, even if it means standing alone. The Sussexes have shown time and time again that they are a force to be reckoned with individually and together. Their resilience in the face of adversity, their commitment to their causes, and their ability to remain true to themselves amidst all the noise are testament to their strength and integrity. We've dissected the baseless claims made by so-called PR expert Ed Coram James about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Ed and GB News have been spewing unfounded theories about the Sussexes brand, alleging that it is toxic and commercially untenable. However, we've seen that their assertions are nothing more than conjecture, lacking any substantial evidence. The notion that the Sussexes brand is stronger when they are separate is not only false, but also an attempt to stir up controversy and speculation about their marriage. This is a clear instance of the media trying to manipulate public opinion, and we must stay vigilant against such tactics. We've also shed light on the infamous GB News, an outlet notorious for its anti-Sussex stance. They have consistently proven themselves to be more interested in generating scandal than in reporting the truth. Their coverage of the Sussexes is riddled with bias and misinformation, which is why we must always approach their content with a healthy dose of skepticism. Despite these attacks, we at Royal Telly stand strong with the Sussexes. We celebrate their courage, resilience, and commitment to making a positive impact in the world. We believe that their brand is not only strong, but also a beacon of hope and change, inspiring millions around the globe. Let's not allow the media's narrative to cloud our perception of the Sussexes. Instead, let's continue to support them in their endeavors, standing up against unfair attacks from media, critics, and online trolls. Together, we can make a difference and ensure that the truth prevails. In closing, I'd like to remind you that we are all part of this journey with the Sussexes. Our unity, support, and belief in their cause are what make us strong. We are not just viewers or fans, we are squaddies standing together in the face of adversity. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe to Royal Telly.